Out in the shop playing around. We got R2Q5. We got the Michael Baddeley Mark IV version of R2D2's head. Kind of like a decapitated R2D2 sitting on top of Chopper. That's the one we're working on, Brad's. And there's mine hanging out. Mine is RC. Brad's is going to be a stationary model. What I'm working on is trying to figure out how to do the controls for Brad's R2D2. This is R2Q5s. If I was, most of the parts are there. If I was going to make him work with an Xbox 360 controller, but I mean, R2Q5 just looks too awesome just sitting still. I might do more of what I'm doing with Brad's with this one at a later date. But what I'm working on is where do I want to put all of this mess in this R2 unit. Basically what we have is a bunch of crap. There are all sorts of boards. We've got the Sideshow from Ben Reeb. We've got a relay board to isolate power, so when he's turned off and if I spin his head it won't backfeed voltage or whatnot, as well as battery charging or operation, audio controls, and an amplifier. So this amplifier is pretty sweet. I just got it in today. So this red board is the SparkFun MP3 trigger. So all of R2's sounds are on that little chip, and it is wired up into the Arduino in R2's head. Well, the issue is I can get audio out of the trigger, and I can run that through the application on an Arduino or iPad, but the Sideshow board also does audio. The Sideshow board puts audio out as well as does the random dome movements. So, needed to figure out a way to run a couple of different audio sources, so got a real cheap mixer off Amazon. Labeled wrong, but works. Our outs are actually inputs, and our in is actually the output to the amplifier. Also have that little noise isolator, that little black rectangle that's underneath the wires. Because as all these electronics do things, they generate noise. So up in R2's dome, which we probably can't see, is the Arduinos. The Arduinos have power going in, power coming back down to run servos, and then the trigger for the SparkFun, this guy right here, the SparkFun MP3 player. They run through a slip ring. Slip ring is this. It's got a bunch of wires, bunch of wipers, bunch of copper traces. So as R2D2's head spins, it still maintains a connection with the base. There's also a bunch of power converters. They're called buck converters that change the voltage that I'm sending to them. I'm sending 12 volts up. I still have stuff that works at 5 volts and stuff that works at 6 volts. So basically, we turn a unit on. So R2's audio is currently coming out of this device right here. And see the light up? The Arduino triggers that to do a thing. And triggers it to do a thing. And whatever. So this device also has audio, but it didn't start. Let's restart this thing. See what happens. So once again, that's out of the Arduino. Yeah, this board doesn't want to cooperate right now. That was moving the dome just a few minutes ago. Right now, it's not doing that. I'll figure that out at a later date. Not a big deal. So I just turned the volume down on the Arduino. The MP3 trigger. Probably not going to bother with that. Actually, let's turn that back up. So that's the MP3 trigger. That one. Playing an audio file to R2D2. Now, we have a tablet over here. And if we go to my Wi-Fi settings, and I connect to Brad's R2, no internet access. No kidding, because it's just an R2 unit. Then we launch this. This is how we can control R2D2. We can go to the logics. We can type stuff in here and have it say different things on the logic boards. I really don't want to do that right now. We can go to the holo projectors. Let's choose all of them and do random movement. So if we look at the holo projectors, the lensy things, we can see that it's just moving at random. The top one is moving at random. And around on the back one's moving at random. And if we turn them off, they will stop. So all still. Cool. You can go back. You can go to panels. You can choose a panel to open or close, open all, close them all, etc. There's a couple of different features that are already built in. Open all, close all, do a smirk wave. And you can see that his panels just do a little kind of a dance. Where's disco? One of my favorites is this one. And R2 becomes a little dance machine. Only plays one song though. Let's see. We can do Princess Layers.
Years ago, you served my father in the Clone Wars.
A New Hope speech.
Struggle against the Empire. I regret that I am unable to present my father's request to you.
The cantina. Little dance from the cantina. It goes on forever and ever and ever. The music's stopped. Everyone's sitting in a chair. The music is stopped. So, anyways, finally that's over with. Another cool thing, on the amplifier, let's turn this guy way down. It's also Bluetooth. So if I go to Bluetooth mode,
it's like you ain't got no room to type.
just in case Brad wants to listen to the Dale Jr. download, because it's linked to this phone.
16 or 17 flipped it big on the highway.
And
Dad used to tell the story about how he flipped his car when he was 18.
I'm listening to the Dale Jr. download in my work band
so
today.
Thought, man, he's
So anyways, bunch of features, lots of fun, some cool things. Got to figure out what I want to do here. Do I want to actually put in some form of servo drive to open and close the panels on the front? So like if we look at mine, these arms open and close. This door and this door are on servos, and then the arms are on other servos. I don't want to force them, but they raise up, lower down, doors close, and these open and close. So I might just put some form of a knob thing in there, a servo controller. And these are the servo controllers that I'm thinking of using. So if we turn on the battery, we can see that that would open and close the doors. But I gotta figure out if I want to do all that silliness yet. Thanks for watching.